All right, hey there traders. Okay, in this video we're going to take a look at the strategy style that is built into the Auto Strategy Builder. Now this is something we've not done a lot of video content on here, so I thought it would be important to review this and give you some ideas about how you can take advantage of it, because it actually has pretty substantial impact on the algos that you're building. So let's go over to the chart here, and I want to make some suggestions as to when you might pick one over the other. Right now, sometimes you don't have to. Right? I mean, you can just leave it as unchecked and just, ASB is going to do its thing. But if you want to be more precise, given a read of the current market conditions, this can be a way you can take advantage of that. So let's go take a look at it, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I have two charts here, two different chart types and two different algo types. On the left, I've got a 2,000 tick. On the right, I've got a 1 minute for the MES. Now you can see the equity curves here are both very attractive, right? Good looking numbers here. I'm going to start over here on the left side here, because I just happen to have marked this level here. Now, something that can help you in terms of designing the algo that you're going to deploy coming into the day would be what the GEX profile looks like, the gamma levels. Where is the HVL or the zero gamma level coming into the day? Now, I'm not going to get into a whole thing on option hedging and how dealers affect the market. I'm assuming that most of you are aware of the fact that with the massive influx of 0 DT options, even 1 DT, the very short-term options have had a dramatic impact on how the market moves throughout the course of the day as dealers are hedging their books to adjust for it. So as a result of that, it's important that you have some awareness of that. You don't want to be trading blindly to that. My suggestion. So at its most rudimentary level, just having a look or read on what the gamma profile is coming into the day, I would consider to be important, and also might impact the algo that you're going to use for that given day. So as we came into today, now you can get this from a number of different sources here. I just happen to have Opera open here. So you can start with what's the GEX profile for the XPX today, right? And they're going to show it to you in graphics here. Again, if you don't understand it here, your AI will explain it to you. Well, what we're really after here is the zero gamma level, right? Where we flip from positive to negative. And again, not to get into a big dissertation on that, but I cut this little bit out here. I won't read the whole thing to you, but just the basic idea: when we are in negative gamma, dealer hedging amplifies price moves, right? That's when you see support levels breaking and you're getting a much bigger sell-off than you anticipated. That's due to the fact that we're in negative gamma and dealers are forced to participate in the sell-off. As opposed to when we're in positive gamma right here, then we tend to have dealers dampening the price moves, i.e., right, they're selling the rips and buying the dips. So you probably heard that language before. If not, that's worthy of a session with your AI to get some clarity on it. But for our purposes here, knowing that we are in negative or positive gamma is meaningful information with regards to the algo we're going to deploy. Now, as I came in today, now I've disconnected from data. This was just after the news of no strike, apparently. Right, so the market reacts to that immediately. And here is the zero gamma level for the day. Now, because I'm disconnected, let's see, I can look over on. Let me look over here on another chart here. What was our high off of that move? Our high, that's amazing. Our high was, that's incredible. So, okay, let me show you this. Hang on here. I got to show you this. This is just amazing. Okay, I wanted to get this for you here. So, the zero gamma level for the day coming into today was 73.8502. 73.8502. So I marked that. Here's 73.8502 right here. Well, I just checked over on another chart. You know what the high was today? After that move, now this could change, but we went right up to 73.86. So we went a couple of ticks through it and then got the reaction, right? So that's why this is important. So right now, looks like we might rally beyond it, but we're flirting up here at the zero gamma level here, where we would flip to positive, and then we would start to see a dealer dampening. But as we've been in for the last couple of days, negative gamma. So we're getting bigger, more volatility. That's really, you can think of it that way. So as we transition from negative to positive gamma profiles, that can certainly change the way the algo you would want to deploy to the market conditions. So with us in a negative gamma here, you might look for something that's more with bigger targets, more of a trend following approach. If we're in positive gamma, then you might look for more of a reversion to the mean type of algo, which this is. Now, I'm testing this on 30, I've got 30 days of data loaded here, and you can see pretty good numbers. This is a reversion to the mean algo that was designed in the auto strategy builder. And let me bring it down here and show you how I built it and where you take advantage of this. So right here under strategy style, you see here we have the unbiased here, which is going to create based on what you feed it. Or you can give it a bias, right? Trend following, mean reversion, or a scalping model, right? That's the model that it's going to gravitate to based on the internal algorithms that are designed behind the scene. You don't have to worry about that, right? For our purposes here, we just go to mean reversion here. Now I ran this here and I've got a pretty good number. And so for mean reversion, again, you don't have to be complex here. I just used a Bollinger. I just used our Bollinger, right? But you could use the native Ninja Bollinger. And then our Trader's Dynamic Index, which has a Bollinger, has an RSI wrapped around a Bollinger, right? So these tend to be effective for mean reversion types of markets. For the majority of the last 30 days, we have been in positive GEX profile, right? So dampening tends to be friendly to mean reversion style trading, which is why you see this very nice looking equity curve. And again, it's nothing fancy. I dropped in a couple that I knew would be decent, right, for mean reversion. I ran this under our golden ticket score, right? That's probably the most conservative. I could probably goose this, right, if I wanted to get bigger numbers here, but that's not what I want. I want the most realistic backtest result I can get. Now this is decent, right? Had a little sell-off here, as we peaked up here over 2,500. But remember, ASB, you're kind of getting a base. You're getting a base here to work with here. So of course, first thing I always do is, in my circumstance here, I send it over to Algo Studio Pro. If you don't own Algo Studio Pro, that's not a problem. You can just save it, work with it as a Ninja script, and then work with the Ninja strategy builder. There's a little more power, a little more flexibility, a little more functionality with, well, more than a little more with Algo Studio Pro. I don't want to minimize what you can do with Ninja, their strategy builder, but it's not Algo Studio Pro. So for my purposes here, I send it to Algo Studio Pro where I can tweak it a little bit further. So in doing that, let me bring this back. So here's Algo Studio Pro. So once it lands in here, and you can see it's MES 2K mean reversion algo, right? Nothing fancy here. So I always start with the RTH hours. Now I ran this. I got a decent result here. Oh, let's see here. In fact, I'll show you here. I ran this just as a one lot. Okay, it was a little closer, in fact, to this one here. So I got 1576. This is more of a trend following approach. This one is mean reversion here. I mean, both very looking. It's funny we get so I want nothing but winners. These are very, very good looking equity curves. Have a realistic expectation here. These look beautiful, right? So with that said, all right, let's bring this one up here. I'll start on this one. For our mean reversion here, since I've got this teed up here. So this all came from the optimization, right? We did over in Algo Studio, or the Auto Strategy Builder, brought it over here, and then I did a little testing here. Well, how would this do if this is kind of just a default setting. If I'm in the trade here, and again, because this is mean reversion, this is appealing. Well, if I added a second contract here, with 20 ticks, with a 20 ticks variance, right? So if I'm a buyer and it drops 20 ticks, let's add a second one, and it's vice versa if I'm a seller. So I do that, and then I group the stop loss here, and I'm like, okay, well, that looks better. Now, what does that do to the max drawdown? Okay, keeps it very reasonable. So I've got a $3,000 net profit over 30 days. Now, granted, right? It's only 30 days, so I don't get to 100 trades, but I'm getting the back test here during very, very high volatility in a booming market where we've been primarily, not entirely, but primarily we've had positive gamma, right, as we go into these days. So it's been a mean reverting type of market over the last 30 days, barring the last couple of days. So for a 30-day back test, this is pretty reasonable. I like the numbers here. The risk profile is good. I always want to check average winner, average loser. I like to see that to be about 2-to-1 here. So this is very good here. Number of losers in a row. I always kind of want to check that stuff here. This just beautiful the whole way, right? Until we got to the last couple of days here, right? Again, as we've gone from positive to negative gamma here, we've had a little drawdown. Still very, very, very acceptable. So when looking at this now, you wanted to, if you wanted to refine it here, I could go. Now it's already been optimized in ASB, so I can do a more precise optimization here in Algo Studio Pro, just because of the nature of the internal back engine in the back testing here. You're going to get a more precise back test in Algo Studio Pro. It's just the reality of the design architecture of the two. ASB will be much faster, right? So you can get much better, you can get ideas cranked out much more quickly. ASP, it's a more tedious process. It takes longer. So if you're back testing 60 or 90 days of data, don't try and do that while the market's open. Certainly don't do it when the market's open. Do it, after hours, overnight, when you've got an hour to let the thing just run, because it can take that long, particularly if you're going back 90 days. 60 is about as far as I go. It's about an hour and a half if you're doing a complex algo, right? To do that much. So just keep that in mind, right? You've got to allow for the time for that optimization to run. Do not try to do this while the market's open. Okay, word to the wise there. Okay, so now we can go through and look at these reports, and this is standard ASP stuff here. So we got a little after the first hour, it goes into a little drawdown, but then it's pretty consistent. That's not enough for me to say, oh, I'm gonna not trade it during that period of time. I like the clustering here in the first hour, very good. So that's very reasonable here. Of course, you're going to want to always check the Monte Carlo and some of the other risk parameters. How we look here, well, that's good, not great here. You might want to tweak a little bit further. Now we have all of these new features in here, so I can look at the Monte Carlo right here. Oh, maybe I can't. Oh, I know I can't because I'm disconnected from data. But you would want to go back and check those when you're doing a review of the algo before you start trading it and see how it looks. Or if you don't like that result, or if you're like, oh boy, that was too, these aren't gonna work for me here while I'm not connected. The result here you might look at it and say, oh, the drawdown's too big, or whatever the reason is, you might say, okay, well, I'm going to re-optimize here. Remember, I optimized on the GT score. You might say, well, I want to optimize for something else. I can guarantee you're going to get a different result. So keep that in mind. The variables here that influence your final result here are substantial. So I do GT score often. I start there because it's the most conservative. But of course, you can create your own. Here's a custom one: net profit, max drawdown profit factor, Sharpe ratio. Make your own, right? There's no reason you couldn't do that here, and each one is going to give you a slightly different result, or sometimes it's a dramatically different result. So keep that in mind. So I just wanted you to, rather than go through all of the inner workings of ASP, because we've got lots of content on that, I just wanted to plant that idea in your head, because you can see how significant it is for right now. I mean, this is up here at our high at the zero gamma level. Interesting, right? So something just to have an awareness of. Again, just go to your AI every morning and say, well, whatever you're trading. If you're trading the MAQ, just say, okay, what's the zero gamma level? Often you may not be able to get it on the free services for the futures, but you can, I guarantee you'll get it for the QQQ. So those can give you a read as to what you might anticipate for the day, whether you're trading with algos or not, right? Probably a good idea to have an awareness of what the gamma profile is based on, that might affect whether you're letting trades run or you're cutting them short, right? Or if you're selling into resistance or buying into support. These are just variables that it would be important. You wouldn't want to not have an awareness of that trading in 2026, right? It's too influential into the market. Now over here, this is for when we're in negative gamma here. And you can see here, again, very, very respectable equity curve here. This is a trend following. So whereas the other one, I was looking at a Bollinger Bands and an oscillator here that can get overbought, oversold. Here I was just looking for trend following. So hang on a second, let me bring this over. Okay, this one, here's the net result here. I started with just EMAs and our Devil's Edge, which is a souped up MACD. So I've got a 10, a 20, a 50, a 30, and the Devil's Edge here, right? I started in ASB. All I did was load in a couple of EMAs and the Devil's Edge. That's all I did, right? And said, go. Right now, recognizing here that I'm looking for more of a trend following basis here, I did a bunch of testing here. The best result I got was to actually, right, given this high volatility, was to leave it unchecked. Just the reality of the last 30 days here, my result was better leaving it neutral as opposed to having it look and use the internal engine for trend following. And it could be that given the, with a 1 minute chart, I mean, this is some pretty massive volatility, right? If you look at these ranges here. So very high volatility, market's up, it's down, it's up, it's down, right? I mean, these are remarkable times we're trading in. Anyone trading, whenever you're trading, it's always remarkable times. Well, these are pretty remarkable times, I got to say. So something to keep in mind here. It's just a function of what the backtesting showed, right? For the last 30 days of data, my results were better leaving it unchecked rather than going to trend following. So I'm not going to argue with the backtest. I'm going to go with what gives me the best result. So again, same idea here. It looks like that. As of right now, that's within a couple of ticks is the high of the day, and that's the 0 gamma level. So unless we get on the other side of this and close up here, then we're going into tomorrow with the SpaceX launch, the IPO launch, I should say. With that launch here, we're going in positive gamma. That would be interesting if we stay negative, right? Everybody's ready to spend their millions on SpaceX here, and often, by the rumor, sell the news, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how the market responds to that. That's a mighty hefty IPO, but apparently I don't know if they can count the number of millionaires it's going to make, but it's going to be a lot of them. Okay, with that, I wanted those to be ideas that you can consider when you're working with the Auto Strategy Builder here. Do you want to work with, I would, maybe you've done some testing with this. Mean reversion gave me excellent results over the last 30 days, a little bit better. So, here's what I was talking about. I did some work with trend following over the last 30 days. Just the result was better with unbiased, right? Again, so I'm not going to argue with the back test. Scalping tends to be very friendly if you're working with a footprint chart and you're looking for those maybe some bigger size but smaller targets. Right now, that you may or may not incorporate the gamma regimen into a scalping algo. You might not need to. But when we're positive gamma, going to a mean reversion algo, I think that would be something to backtest. Let me encourage you to try that, and you might do a little testing with the trend following. I find that the trend following tends to be better for larger time frames, and that's going to things that would be 5, 10, 15 minute where if you're trading prop accounts, as apparently all of you are, that's not appropriate, right? That would be for people that are swing trading and they're not worried about closing out the end of the day to meet some prop account rules. So for day traders, right, the mean reversion, unbiased, scalping, those tend to be where you're going to see the best results, right? So just keep that in mind. But always good to have a sense of what the GEX profile looks like coming into the day and recognize where that level is. You might just draw it in your chart and say, okay, one side or the other. So it implies that if we're in negative gamma, you might be in an unbiased or a trend following. You might deploy an unbiased or a trend following algo. And if we're in positive gamma, you might deploy the mean reversion algo. And certainly it's easy enough to switch. Just flip from one to the next. Just a suggestion, right? So some ideas to consider. Just as a reminder here, as I always do as I close these out. All of this is available for a trial, a free trial. So you could trial Algo Studio Pro. You could trial the Auto Strategy Builder for 7 full days. So you got plenty of time to do some back testing of your own and see if you get similar results. I'd be surprised if you didn't. But do a little testing based on the indicators that you apply. You might choose different ones that I did, and I promise you're going to get a different result. That's why almost impossible that two people are going to get the exact same algo. So I would encourage you to do some testing. Keep in mind all of this product here is available for very reasonable monthly lease, so you don't have to make huge commitments while you're learning or getting dialed into working with algos like this. Those are all available to you. All the links will be underneath, or you can catch up, get all that access on TradeDevils-Indicators.com. Okay, guys, with that, I'm out of here. I wish you good trading, and we'll catch you next time.